Hello everybody! Today we are doing a reading trying to gain information from your ancestors, urgent messages that they need you to know. And today we are doing things a little bit differently. Usually I would have 3 piles for you to choose from, but today we are just doing a general reading for anyone that clicks on this video. And right off the bat, when I was meditating and when I invited in your ancestors to give me their messages for you, I immediately got this wave of warmth, love, which makes sense for your ancestors. They love you and they want the best for you. The next thing I got was that there's a deep inner power within you, and I think they feel like you don't understand that at this point. But there's this great deep inner power to you that you need to be able to recognize and utilize. And your cards definitely show that. Besides that, and this goes along with that message, I got that you have a deep inner wisdom. I feel like this is speaking about your intuition. I feel like your ancestors really desire for you to use your intuition more, rely on that more, and try to deepen your intuitive abilities. Yeah, overall, I feel like your ancestors are definitely there to back you up, whatever you may be wanting to do with your life. I feel like they're there to try to protect and guide you through your life. Before we get into your cards, I actually want to know how you feel about this atmosphere. I know it's kind of dark and hard to see your cards, but for spooky season, I kind of wanted to do this. In my last video, I did turn on the lights for the card portion, and I just want to get your opinion on that. If you're watching this, you can just let me know how you feel about that, because I'm hoping to get 2 more videos posted for spooky season, and I want to know if you think it would be a good idea to keep with this atmosphere, the candles and low lighting. But now we'll get into your cards. So, first off, we have the 4 of Bows, Celebration. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this because of the low lighting, but basically it's just people dancing around a fire. It's all about celebration, and it seems to be celebrating fertility and creativity, abundance. It's definitely a beautiful card, and it definitely seems to hint at very good things. The next card we have here is the 9 of Arrows, Dedication. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but she has the bow almost positioned like she's playing a violin, and a bunch of arrows shooting behind her with her eyes closed. And for me, this can speak to a couple different things. For one thing, the bow being positioned like she's playing an instrument kind of makes me think of peace over war, and maybe a dedication to peace. But besides that, it definitely makes me think of honing a skill and going through all of these times where you miss the target, but just staying dedicated to the craft and trying again until you get it right. And for your next card, the Moon on Water, there's an egg in the water. You could think of it as a primordial egg. And for me, of course, that speaks to fertility, more of creativity. I mean, kind of, creating life. It makes me think of creativity. And with the card being kind of mysterious, it makes me think that maybe tapping into that intuition could lead you to realizing your creative abilities and manifestation, your abilities with manifestation. Maybe that's something you don't realize yet, just your creative powers, how powerful you are. That was definitely a message I got right off the bat, so that would make sense. But yeah, just with the card being so mysterious, it just really makes me think of that almost being initiated into realizing your creative power and abundance. So Next we have the Knight of Arrows, Hawk. And it can speak to bravery and wisdom, and also a hawk's keen vision, which kind of, again, it really fits in with the whole message about wisdom, inner wisdom and intuition and power. Basically, a hawk can fly really high up in the sky, and it has such good vision that it can see its prey from super far away. And it kind of makes me think of this whole kind of mysterious aspect. You could even see that with the dedication, how the woman's eyes are closed. So maybe, definitely there's a huge aspect running through here about that intuition, not seeing with your physical eyes, but with your intuitive state, And with the Sun of Life, there's this light bursting from this person's chest. And there's like a mound behind this person with a horse carved onto it. And that kind of makes me think of rebirth. And with the light bursting from this person's chest, it also makes me think of that inner power. I feel like with this, it's speaking to inner power of abundance and light and vitality. I feel like there's this great vitality and abundance and just strong power within you. And again, that's a message I got right off the bat, was that power, that you have unrealized power within you. I feel like that's kind of what this is speaking to. And again, this person's eyes are closed, so I feel like it's just re-emphasizing that need to see with your intuitive vision. With the flowers all around, that also is a symbol of fertility. So I feel like it kind of hints at that creative power again. And with this, the green man, I believe this is like the spear of power and the horn of abundance or something to that effect that he's holding. And I don't know, I don't think you'll be able to see this very well because of the lighting, but he has a very intense, fierce look on his face. And the fire is roaring and the cauldron's bubbling. And on the cauldron depicts Cernunnos as well, the stag-antlered god. So it makes me think of just that primal power, again, speaking to power. And I feel like there's a message here too about maybe tapping into that power, inner power and inner wisdom that can bring about abundance. But yeah, mostly with this card, I get that fierce, strong, powerful energy radiating off of it. We'll move on to this balance card. I feel like that could be indicating that once you've tapped into that power, you'll have to be able to balance it appropriately. Maybe that speaks even to that dedication card, that there will be dedication needed to balancing and mastering your power once you've discovered it. And there's serpents here that kind of look like the double helix of DNA. And one is red and one is kind of a whitish color, which are the colors of life. Red, of course, is the life force that runs within us, within our veins. And white is kind of another color of life because it's the color of milk, which sustains us as babies. Yeah, there's also a little statue here with a person peeking out from under this tree with the serpents. And it makes me think of your ancestors. That's what it feels like your guardians peeking out and just letting you know that they're there, guiding you through this balance and wisdom process, this inner wisdom gaining. Yeah, all things need balance, and so I think that's definitely a good message for anyone. And it could even be hinting at not trying too hard at gaining this wisdom or power within you, discovering it. Maybe there's need to balance that out to dedication and celebration, perhaps. There might be a need to balance those energies within yourself. That, yes, it takes dedication sometimes to be able to realize our inner power, but sometimes it's valuable to take a step back and just celebrate life, and sometimes the best insights come from those moments of relaxation. And even this card, I kind of can think of that too, that this person being just soaking up the sun almost. So that could be what it's speaking to as well. This may be a need to relax as well as dedicate yourself. Yeah, and the last card here is the Page of Arrows, the Wren. And this card really speaks to kind of curiosity, observation, that sort of a thing. Being ever observant to your surroundings. And again, we kind of have this thought about sight. So it could be indicating too that you need to hone in on the intuitive level and sense everything. Try to sense everything you can about a situation. Try to observe intuitively everything you can. Yeah, we have more cards. This was just your first row, so I will get those pulled out. Okay, so with the first two cards there, it is looking like there could be challenges in your life going on right now or possibly coming up. The Eight of Arrows, struggle. You can see, well, I don't know if you can see actually, but there's this person struggling through a blizzard with just a lantern and a staff, and they seem to be all alone and fleeing from arrows being shot at them. So it could be that you're facing some difficulty, perhaps criticisms from other people, perhaps self-doubt with the arrows. Most likely it is kind of a thing happening on the mental, emotional level. But yeah, whatever it is, this person seems to be fleeing all on their own, away from these arrows and away from this storm. But there is a lantern representing hope, the undying hope that we must hold on to during these difficult situations. And with this next card, the Four of Arrows, rest, you can see this person has been shot with arrows and is pinned to the ground, and there's a butterfly rising above them. So I think this kind of represents that metamorphosis that happens when we go through difficult moments. If we can incorporate them and learn from those difficult moments, sometimes the most difficult moments in our lives make us who we are and make us into our most beautiful forms even. But this could even be connected to the cards we've seen previously that spoke about balance and dedication. Perhaps it just speaks to, again, a need to be dedicated but take rest. Don't push yourself too hard, because you could just end up draining yourself far too much. And with this wheel card, there are 3 herons in the background, and you can see this loom with a wheel, a shirt with a wheel on it. And for me, this just speaks to the fact that we all create our own destinies. We all weave the threads of our own fate. The fates, I feel like, can play a part in our lives, but ultimately we are the weavers of our own destiny. And I'll just skip down to this card, the Ace of Arrows, the Breath of Life. And this can indicate wishes, knowledge. It kind of indicates a need to breathe life into thoughts. Make your wishes real. Chase the path that you want to go down. It connects perfectly with the wheel card about weaving your own fate. And it connects really well with this creative energy that was popping up before in the other cards. And even with these advice cards, we'll get to those in a moment, but there seems to be a message about your creative power and your ability to create the life you desire. But yeah, we'll go back into the more proper order. The Nine of Stones, tradition. I find this interesting because we see Cernunnos coming out again with the serpent of wisdom he holds and the torque of lordship, I believe. It reiterates that need to go within and find your inner wisdom and your own power with the torque of lordship. And again, this person's eyes are closed. I'm kind of getting this feeling like to gain this inner power and wisdom, you need to go within and rest, even meditate. That's always a good idea, to meditate. Because we're seeing this over and over again, the eyes closed and the contemplative expressions. And with this, he looks like he's meditating even, which makes sense, because that's what the most prominent depiction of Cernunnos shows, is him meditating. But yeah, with this card, it's really perfect for this reading because it speaks to tapping into ancient wisdom, respecting ancient traditions and knowledge and wisdom, and tapping into messages from your ancestors. So I feel like that's perfect for this reading. And you might even benefit. Samhain is a prominent time to honor your ancestors, so you might even benefit from looking into ways that you could honor your ancestors for Samhain. And with this Page of Stones, the links, it actually speaks to observing things in your real world environment. So this kind of goes back to that balance, that it's good to observe things within your intuitive space, but also the physical world. And it speaks to not rushing into boldly at times, taking a moment to scope things out and really think through your decisions. So that could be useful for you as well. Yeah, we'll get to your advice cards. This one is the Honey Mother. It says, sometimes the greatest magic lies in the smallest forms. So I feel like it really speaks to that need to not doubt yourself and to have faith in your abilities. No matter what you think of yourself, there's this power within you. And you need to try to not underestimate yourself and sell yourself short. And with this card, this advice card pops up a lot, so if you've got it before, it might be a message that is really important for you. It says, the spell singer casts spells of wonder and delight. And I feel like that goes back to that creative, manifesting type of energy. I feel like it just connects perfectly with that you have an abundant creative energy within you, an abundant ability to manifest things into reality. And it might even connect to that energy of celebration a little bit. Maybe it might connect to that need to be more celebratory and easygoing, not put too much pressure on yourself. Because some of these things really should come more easily, and if they don't, sometimes it doesn't benefit to really push yourself. Oftentimes it's better, especially with manifestation, it's better to visualize and feel it and just let it go into the universe and do as it will, not put too much effort or thought into it, because that can kind of backfire sometimes. So yeah, this is your reading. I hope it's been really helpful for you. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this if you're new. And leave me a comment telling me what you thought of this reading and telling me what you think of the lighting. Hopefully the messages have resonated well with you, and I appreciate you watching till the end, and yeah, your support really means the world to me. So, I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.